Let's go ahead and get started. My name is Molly Saunders. I'm the program coordinator at the Women's Resource Center. Or I'm sorry, the client services coordinator at the Women's Resource Center. And our speaker today is going to be Terry Campagna, the Director of Workforce Development at the State College of Florida, Manatee, Sarasota. We're going to start with a little bit of information about the Women's Resource Center and our career services programs. Then I'll turn it over to Terry and let her speak about the technology and coding programs at State College of Florida. And then we'll end with a Q&A. So because this is a webinar format, you won't be able to speak, but you can put any of your questions that you may have throughout the presentation into the Q&A chat box. I'll keep an eye on it and we'll make sure that those get answered before the presentation is over. This presentation is being recorded. So after the session, you'll receive an email with the recording, with Terry's slides, and any links, contact information so that you guys can follow up and learn more. And at the very end, once the call ends, you'll be redirected to a brief survey. So we would love to hear your feedback about the presentation, about your experience with registration, and if you have any feedback or ideas on future topics that you would like for Career Connections. So all housekeeping being said, let's get started. The Women's Resource Center has been empowering women in Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1979. We have 3 offices, one in Bradenton, one in Sarasota, and one in Venice. And we serve about 9,000 clients per year, and we offer over 7,000 hours of programming across our services. So our programs and services are all available at low or no cost. This includes resource advising when you call or drop in, and we help you figure out what kind of community resources might best fit your needs, to mental health counseling, our career services, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a second, our career closets at all 3 of our locations on Monday through Thursday, 11 to 3. You can stop by and get free clothing for job interviews, work, or just everyday life. We also have educational workshops and programs like this one, and some other upcoming programs that we will tease later. And we have a scholarship program, legal and financial consultations, computer tutoring, and an array of other programs. So our website is mywrc.org, and I highly recommend you check out the full array. Specifically talking about our career programs and services, since you're here today for Career Connections, we offer one-on-one career coaching. You will be meeting with someone either in person or virtually for resume writing, interview skills, job searching strategies, and potentially computer tutoring and training as well, if that's something that you wish to improve. We have our career closets that I mentioned before, and we have workshops like this one that focus on local hiring organizations or job training programs, such as those available at SCF. And all of our past Career Connections webinars are available on our YouTube channel. So feel free to search Women's Resource Center and subscribe, and you can view all of these opportunities going back several years. So there's a lot of content there as well. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Terry. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'll let you go.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and try to share my screen, and then we'll get started with our presentation. And then at the end, there'll be a time for questions and answer, a Q&A. I'm guessing through the chat, right, Molly? Just because we can't open it up to conversation at the end.
Yes, it'll actually be it's specifically called Q&A. So they add questions there.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. All right. So with that being said, let me try to figure out my screen share and we'll get started. So hang on while I try to make some magic happen. All right.
Oh, perfect.
All right. Molly, can we see it well?
I can see it. It looks
All
great.
right. Perfect. I hope everybody else can. So let's get started. So good morning again, and thank you for inviting me to be here today. My name is Terry Campagna, and I serve as the Director of Workforce Development and Industry Partnerships at the State College of Florida. Today, I'm here to talk to you about something that can truly change lives. It's careers in technology. When many people hear the word technology, they immediately picture computer programmers or people who have been coding since they were children. The reality is very different. That's not the case anymore. Technology is one of the fastest growing career fields because every industry depends on it. Healthcare, banking, education, manufacturing, retail, hospitality, and government all need technology professionals in one way, shape, or form. Many of our students are career changers, parents returning to the workforce, veterans, or adults looking for a better opportunity. Today's presentation is about showing you that technology careers are attainable, affordable, and can provide outstanding long-term opportunities. Hold on a second. We're having some, oh, hold on. Here we go. All right, slide number 2. All right, why technology? Technology isn't just an industry anymore. It's the foundation of nearly every business. Think about your own day. You probably checked your phone this morning. Maybe you used online banking. Perhaps you scheduled a doctor's appointment or ordered groceries. Technology makes all of that possible, especially in today's world. Because technology supports every industry, people with these skills have incredible flexibility and opportunities. So you might be thinking, why now? There's never been a better time to enter technology. Employers throughout Florida continue telling us the same thing. They cannot find enough qualified workforce. Technology occupations consistently rank among the fastest growing careers in the in the country. Many entry-level positions begin around 60,000 or more as a starting salary and continue to grow significantly with the more experience you have, the more certifications you earn, the more you stack your credentials, and the more you stay current within the field. Another advantage is that employers increasingly recognize industry certifications. Many companies care less about where you learn the skills and more about whether you can demonstrate them. That allows students to enter the workforce much faster than many traditional career paths. So there are many paths that you can choose from in the technology kind of arena. It isn't just one career, it's dozens of careers. At SCF, we've created several pathways so students can choose what best fits their interests. Some students enjoy programming and building applications. Others enjoy creativity and designing websites. Some love solving problems and protecting organizations from cyber threats. Others are fascinated by cloud computing and artificial intelligence. The great thing about technology is that these skills build on one another. Many professionals begin in one specialty and later expand into others throughout their careers. Software developers create the applications we all use every day, whether it's banking software, medical records, shopping apps, business systems, someone had to build it. Students in this pathway learn Python and Java while also earning specialized credentials in artificial intelligence. Those AI credentials are becoming increasingly valuable because employers want developers who understand how AI is actually transforming software development. This pathway is ideal for people who enjoy solving problems, building solutions, and thinking creatively. Software developers are making anywhere between $65,000 to start through $110,000 or more, depending on what industry you're in or how far you took your certification. But the starting salary is not bad after an 8 to 12-week certification. Today, every organization needs a professional online presence. That means web developers continue to be in high demand. Students learn industry-leading platforms like WordPress, WooCommerce, and Elementor, while also developing skills in user experience and user interface design. This career combines creativity with technology. It's perfect for someone who enjoys visual design while also learning technical skills. Folks in this field earn anywhere between $55,000 up through $95,000 or more annually. Cybersecurity is actually one of the fastest growing fields in technology. Every day, organizations face cyber threats. Hospitals, banks, schools, small businesses, government agencies. We hear about it all the time. especially in social media. I'm sure you're all on social media and following things like this. Cybersecurity is huge now. Cybersecurity professionals help protect sensitive information and keep systems operating safely. Students prepare for the respected CompTIA Security Plus and CYSA Plus certifications that employers recognize around the world. Cybersecurity offers tremendous career stability because every organization needs these skills and will always need these skills. Cloud computing and artificial intelligence are reshaping nearly every industry. Most businesses no longer operate their own computer servers. Instead, they rely on cloud platforms such as Amazon Web Services. That's why AWS certifications are so valuable. Artificial intelligence is also creating entirely new career opportunities. Students who understand both cloud technologies and AI will be well positioned for the future workforce. These are exciting fields with excellent earning potential. Starting salary is about $70,000 up through $130,000 or more. One of the biggest concerns prospective students have is affordability. The good news is that several workforce funding opportunities are available for these certifications that we offer in the Coding Academy. Programs like the Florida Open Door Grant Program, CareerSource Suncoast, and WIOA funding may help eligible students pay for training. We also work with veterans and will accept veterans benefits as well. Many employers, if any of you are employed, also offer tuition reimbursement for employees who continue their education. So it's definitely worth asking that to your human resource departments. At SCF, we work one-on-one with prospective students to explore every available funding option before they enroll. Our goal is to remove financial barriers whenever possible. One thing that makes SCF different is our close relationship with our employers. Our technology programs aren't created in isolation. They're developed with direct input from business leaders. Employers serve on advisory boards. They help us identify emerging skills. They participate in internships, apprenticeships, hiring events, and recruitment activities. That means our curriculum stays aligned with today's workforce needs rather than yesterday's. Ultimately, our goal isn't simply graduation, it's employment. Behind every statistic on this slide is a student whose life has changed. Many of our graduates came to SCF looking for a better future. Some were changing careers. Some were returning to work after raising their families. Others simply wanted more opportunities. Today, many of them are working in technology careers throughout our region. Success isn't just measured by salary. It's measured by confidence, stability, career growth, and creating opportunities for themselves and their families. That's why this work is so rewarding for me. Technology education creates benefits that extend well beyond individual students. When local employers can hire skilled workers, businesses grow. When businesses grow, communities prosper. Families become more financially secure. Regional economies become stronger. At SCF, we're proud to partner with employers, community organizations, and workforce agencies to help build tomorrow's workforce. Every graduate represents another success story, not only for themselves, but for our entire region. Technology education creates benefits that extend well beyond individual students. I'm sorry, I just said that. Technology education is about much more than learning the software. Students gain hands-on experience, industry certifications, employer connections, experienced faculty, real-world projects, career preparation. Everything is designed to prepare students not just for their first job, but for long-term career success. Technology continues evolving, and so do we. Our programs help students develop the confidence and adaptability they'll need throughout their careers. To that end, I'd like to close with this thought. Technology isn't just for programmers or computer experts. It's for anyone who's willing to learn. Whether you're considering a career change, returning to the workforce, helping a family member explore new opportunities, or simply curious about what technology careers look like, we invite you to connect with us. Visit our coding website, reach out by email, give us a call, ask questions. Our team is here to help you explore your options and determine which pathway is right for you. In terms of what classes are upcoming, our schedule right now for the coding certifications is not out yet. It's not published yet. It will be available toward the end of August, with programs starting end of September, and will run through December. Typically, programs are anywhere from 8 to 16 weeks, depending on whether you're looking for a foundational program or if you're jumping into a more accelerated boot camp. So there's a couple of different options there for you, and our advisors will certainly help you decide what is best for you. But our programs, most of them are foundational, so you don't really need experience in order to join. Our instructors and our faculty are excellent and will get you where you need to be. They basically hold your hand every step of the way to make sure that you're prepared for the industry specific certification. So all of our certification programs include a voucher at the end where you actually sit for your certification, whether it's you come here to our certification night and we help kind of guide you through that, or you can schedule individually at one of the testing centers. It just depends on which program you're looking to get into and which of the certifying agencies prefer you to do through kind of which area. So for instance, CompTIA is through Pearson VUE. AWS Academy has their own sort of testing, but the point is we get you set up so that you make sure you sit for your certification and you leave with a certification in hand that is industry recognized. What's a little bit different about our area is we are non-credit versus credit. So you're still an SCF student, but you're on the non-credit side of things. And so what that means for you is it's easier entry, if you will. So you wouldn't fill out a FAFSA form the way you would on the academic side of things. You would basically complete the open door application, which is the primary way that we scholarship you for these programs. And that link is actually on this slide. I'll also drop it in the chat, but it's under apply today. So that is the best way for us to know whether you're interested. And then we will reach out to you whether you are eligible for funding. Typically, everyone gets funded, especially if you are a Florida resident, if you're unemployed or underemployed. So underemployed, that means that you could be working, but you're not making enough, to basically pay your bills or earn a livable wage. There is always ways that you can make more money and better yourself. So if you are employed on the application, I would select underemployed because you are looking to actually increase your earning potential. You need to provide your date of birth and social security number without exception. That is for the grant rules, and you must be over 18. Trying to think. Oh, the programs through our Coding Academy are all virtual, so they are online, but they are instructor led. So they are in a live format. You are expected to attend, and you must attend in order to pass the program. So it is very interactive. It's not like a webinar like this where our instructors are talking at you. Participation is actually required. And without participating and being live in the class, you will have a hard time passing the certification because there are labs with real world experiences and things that, will come up on your certification exam. So it is in your best interest to make sure you attend. So if you're going to, get into this, you need to understand that 2 nights a week from 6 to 9 p.m. typically, you will be, virtually responsible for attending class. And if you don't think you could do it this semester, we'll be running classes again next semester as well. So make sure you know sort of what you're getting into. It's 6 hours a week virtual instruction, but then I would say probably about, 10 to 20 hours a week in homework, depending on the class, the rigor of the curriculum. But there will be times that you are expected to do your homework outside of class and you will have assignments that you will need to complete. I think I've covered pretty much everything. I'm gonna stop sharing right now and sort of open it up to discussion and answer any questions that you may have. So thanks so much for your time today. I appreciate you all having me. I can't hear you.
Sorry about that.
There you
uh,
go.
so we've got some questions coming in, which is
Okay.
amazing. So Alexis is asking whether the funding you provide is different from like traditional financial aid.
Yeah, so it is. It's a good question. That's why I'm happy we're having questions. So yes, it is completely different. You're not filling out a FAFSA form the way you would like on the credit side of things. That FAFSA is difficult. It's no fun. It wasn't fun since I went to college, and it's still no fun. So I hear your pain. But when you're enrolling in non-credit programs, which is what this department is, the Workforce Development Department, you are basically the only really application is the open door application, which I kind of alluded to. And so that is, telling us basically, what you're interested in. It's giving us all your demographics, and then we'll determine whether you're eligible for that funding through open door. Funding through WIOA, that's the Workforce Investment Opportunity Act. I believe that's what it stands for. It's a big fancy word for government funding. That is designed to provide funding for career changers and in-demand occupations and all those good things. And we work with Career Source Suncoast in order to get you funded that way. So if there is money available, if they have money available, they will help fund programs as well. Like if we can't get you open door funding, we'll try through WIOA. If you're with an employer, again, you see if they have tuition assistance. If you're getting scholarships anywhere beside the two things that I've talked about, we will most likely accept them. What you need to consider, and everybody's different. I don't know what sort of programs you have access to or what you're involved with, but as long as the funding agent, so whoever is giving you that scholarship, says that you can use it for our programs, we will figure out a way to apply that for your programs. So just because you're boxed out of those two, still see if there's other opportunities, and we'll try to work with you best we can.
I got a couple of questions about the link. I put it into the Q&A box, so hopefully you all can see the link to the open door application. But we will also send out Terry's slides after the presentation, so you can look in more detail at all the different, program options and everything that she included.
So it is,
So is
yeah,
that
it's on
okay?
that slide. It's under apply today on the bottom. So you'll see where it says apply here. That's the link that I'm talking about. It says open door because that's sort of where we get the funding from, but that's also our way of knowing like you're interested. So if for some reason you're ineligible, we'll still reach out and figure out sort of what's going on and work with you that way.
Wonderful. So Jody is asking what type of computer is necessary for these programs. Like, could she use a Mac or is a PC necessary?
I believe you can use a Mac or a PC. I would not recommend on the phone, and I would not recommend an iPad. I can get specific requirements and I can share them with Molly, who can share them with you all if you'd like, so that you know exactly like your storage and like all of those things. But I need to defer to my subject matter experts on that. So I was telling Molly before, I am the director of the program. I, make all the wheels turn and everything happen. But my subject matter experts, they are our teachers, they are our faculty, they are the ones sort of teaching you all the goodness, and they know all of the technology. So I don't want to speak out of turn. I want to get you the right answer. So I'll share that at a later point.
Thank you. That's great. So Neil says, just want to support Terry's presentation as a former employee of
Hi.
SCF's Advanced Technology Center. These are great opportunities to explore and practice IT skills. Don't wait. Thank you, Neil, for the endorsement.
I hope I did we owe it justice with Career Source in that. I don't know if you can apply, but
So Alexandra is asking, what type of computer experience do you need? Specifically, she said for the web with AI, data analytics, or cloud computing. And out of those three, which one is the easiest to learn? Which I think is a great
okay.
question.
It's a great question and it's loaded. And I can't tell you which one's easiest to learn. Like I said, technology is not it's not my strong suit. I could find out for you which one is easier. But what I can tell you is this: most of our programs, unless it's like a boot camp, are foundational. So in terms of computer skills, I mean, it would be good if you know how to turn on a computer. It would be good if you're good with like Microsoft Office. You're comfortable navigating a computer itself. But in terms of programming and all of that, it really is foundational and it is entry level. So don't be afraid. Like this is where you learn whether you want to do this or not. Like that's most of how our programs are designed at this point.
And I would put in a plug for we have digital navigation programs for free here at Women's Resource Center. So if you're not sure about your base skill level, you can meet one on one with a tutor and sort of make sure that you're comfortable with the navigating of computers in general before you launch into a certification program.
I think that is a fabulous idea, and I would highly recommend that for anybody who is sort of on the fence. That's fabulous. That's a great resource.
So Odette is asking how long are the programs?
So it depends on the program. Most of them are 8 weeks long. Some are 12, some are 16. But for the most part, it's 8 weeks long. Those are our foundational programs. So you get it done in a semester. So I basically I organize them per semester. So for the fall, you'll start sometime in September. You'll be done before Christmas, and you'll sit for certification like before Christmas. So if that gives you a frame of reference, and then we'll do, rinse and repeat, do it again in the spring. And typically we don't have summer programs.
That's amazing. To follow up on her question, do you typically have like hiring fairs or like connections with future employers each semester?
So we have job fairs at the college, which will obviously let our students know about. We have a career accelerator here that our students have access to where we get employers that, give us job openings all the time. Plus, the other part of my job is workforce development, where I actually deal with companies on a regular basis, helping them upskill their workforce. So I've got a lot of companies reaching out to me specifically saying, hey, I have a need for this kind of person or that kind of person. So we don't have job placement, like kind of like, I don't know if Women's Resource Center has like real true job placement. um, we don't have like a headhunter sort of a thing, job placement, but we have access to employers, and we're constantly adding to that. So if I do a specific like tech summit or something like that, our alumni is always invited to attend, and so it's sort of an ongoing thing, but it's not like a formal, hey, I graduated, here's my resume, get me a job.
Right.
It's more about preparing you, teaching you how to go about doing that, and connecting you, where we can.
That's huge, though. I mean, that's the workforce development aspect of it. Uh, Bo is asking if there's an advocate you could speak to that will help you decide what program might be a good fit for you.
Yes. So, Bo, get my contact information, reach out to me directly, and I'll put you in touch with the proper person to sort of review some of the options and get a feel for where your skill sets are.
Awesome. Yes. And I'll include that in the email that I send out later today so that
Okay.
you're able to contact Terry. Um, so, Erin is worried whether she'll qualify for funding. She says she's been staying with her parents for 2 years due to not having employment after her 20 years of professional career. Um, so worried basically about establishing state residency. And should she plan to call and speak with someone?
Yeah. Call me direct or email me either way. That is tricky. Like I would, if you're going to go for state funding, just as a general rule, I would establish residency here because most of the state funding programs, even like WIOA, as far as I know, maybe Neil can chime in, but as far as I know, you have to be a state resident. So if you're not, like, I know for the open door funding, you have to provide like your license and social security number. I'm sorry, date of birth and social security number, but social security number will sort of tell us that. Um, so yeah, I would try to establish residency, but give me a call and let's see what we can do.
Awesome. Yeah, I know everyone's situation is going to be individual.
Yeah, it's
Um,
yeah.
but in a lot of cases, to establish that residency, getting your driver's license, Florida driver's license, was probably
Yeah.
the easiest path toward that.
Or if not the driver's license, just a state ID, something like that. Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you, Erin. So Alexis said that she started the Career Source Suncoast option, but they needed the schedule and to have been enrolled. Should I wait until the program starts? Um,
Uh,
did she maybe started filling out the
oh,
application?
yeah. So they do need to know the exact class, when it's starting, the tuition, all of that stuff. So that is coming soon, Alexis. Again, you reach out to me direct, and I'll put you on my list to make sure you have that information so you can complete your application with Career Source. I know what she's talking about. Mhm.
Oh,
Yep.
perfect. Coming soon, TBD.
Sooner than you think, but just not for today. Sorry. We're waiting on
um,
the funding and understanding what we're able to do. So
and that's
sorry.
important. We want that funding. Neil chimes in that he has heard either Python coding or AWS practitioner are good for beginners. I think that's regarding the question before about what's the
Yep.
easiest.
Thanks, Neil. Yeah.
And those AWS certifications are so interesting because Amazon is such a large hiring organization.
Yeah. Yep,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah, we're just getting into the AWS now, and the career tracks are unbelievable, and the way that they've designed their curriculum and how it steps up, steps up, steps up is fabulous. So I'm excited for those.
Yay. Someone is asking if there's an age limit.
You must be over 18, 18 and over. That's it.
We love that.
Yeah, yep.
um, there's never too late to learn new skills.
I mean, I've got a lot of senior senior students. We really have over the, I mean, I've been in this role for a little over a year now. Just is specific with the coding programs, and yeah, it's incredible. A lot of people are going back to work. We're learning new skills. I think it's awesome.
Um, so Bo says thank you. And also, can you explain what WIOA is?
Workforce investment. I'm gonna mess it up. It's funding through the government, and that's Career Source is the one that has access to that. So it's Workforce Investment Opportunity Act, I think is what it's called. So they constantly say we owe a funding, but it's basically another funding stream for you to potentially get your training tuition paid for.
That's awesome. Let's see, WIOA. Alexa says thank you. Neil says Opportunity Act. So we're getting there. I love the crowdsourcing happening here.
I told you, it takes a village, Molly. It takes a village.
All right. Let's see. Okay, Bo, I'm a single mom trying to work as many hours as I can, and I still can't pay all my bills. How will I be able to work and do if I'm already not making enough money? Um, and then following up, is it a different application for WIOA? Is it the same as the open door application?
It's two totally different things. So the open door comes through us and through that link that I sent. WeOA is going to go through Career Source. That's Neil who keeps chiming in. He used to work with us, and now he's one of our partners at Career Source. So it would be depending on where you fall within like their guidelines will determine who their counselor would be at the through Career Source. I got away from the question. What was the original question?
I think that well, now she's asking, does she need to do both applications, the career source and the open door?
I would recommend Open Door first because, well, start with Open Door. I mean, I know for sure we will have Open Door funding. The WIO funds vary. It depends on how much they have available and whether they're using it for other things. Like I can't speak too much to what they do with that funding. Um, I just know that it is available depending, I guess is the best way to say, like how much they have, how much they can use, where they are earmarking it, like those kinds of things. And that really Career Source is the one that drives that bus. So start with the open door application. It sounds to me for Bo in particular that she meets the qualifications, unless it was the one that doesn't have the license. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's a different.
Okay. All right, yeah.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Bo. I appreciate this. So the clarification is, how will she be able to go to school and work if she's behind on her bills and is trying to work as many hours as she can?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like you have to try. I know it's a catch 22 and you're on a rat race, and I get it. I totally get it. Unfortunately, you need, if you want to further yourself and you want these certifications, you need to educate yourself. So the requirement is 2 nights a week for our programs. The requirement is 2 nights a week. It's virtual from usually 6 to 9 or 6:30 to 9. It's either Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. That is the commitment per week. And then there is homework involved where you have to, you've got to turn in your labs and do those things. What I would say to you is that, it'll be a sacrifice for a semester in order to get the certification in advance. And what I would also say to you is, I'm not sure where you're working. I'm not sure, what type of roles they are, but if you're going for any of these certifications, if you currently have an employer that has needs that need to be filled, I would, and you're looking for promotion within that organization, I would understand what your employer needs and back into like the education for what the employer is looking for so that you could potentially get a promotion or anything like that. So when you're kind of deciding on programs, but yeah, it's tough. That's a tough call. There's only 24 hours in a day. I wish there was 20, 31, whatever. There's not. So, for in this case, I think it's definitely flexible for people that are working full time because it is evenings and you can do your homework and stuff on your time, whenever you have any extra time.
And I would add to that also, Bo says I can modify my availability around school, which I think is a great way to think about it.
Yeah,
Um, and if you think about this program being 8 to 12 weeks versus, something like an
like an
associate's
associate,
degree taking two
right?
years, those
Right.
are
Yeah,
it's a flexible and short option, which I think is great for people who are working full time.
correct. And Bo, if you're thinking about doing any of these, think about what you want to do with it before you decide on the certification you want to sign up for. Like what interests you most, and where you could you see yourself working, with this type of certification, whatever it might be, and then back into what you choose that way, as opposed to, oh, this looks good or this is easiest. Well, it might not be something that you want to work in. It might not be something that you're going to thrive in. So you want to make sure you pick the education that serves your goal.
And Neil is asking if you could possibly share your screen and show the website where people can access the course offerings when they're available. Um, is it just on the SCF website?
It's the last screen that has the coding.scf.edu. Let me see.
Here, I might be able to do so. Oh, wait.
I think I got. Do y'all see that?
Hmm.
Okay. So down under Explore Programs has the programs that we offer. Connect with us is our general email address and then our main line. And then apply today. That link is the open door.
So yeah, so it's going to be that coding.scf.edu,
Correct.
where you're able to see the options. It says at the bottom of it, it says upcoming courses. And I imagine that's where all the new ones will
Right.
populate.
Right. That'll be updated shortly. But yes, that's where you will find it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And for that question, Neil. I appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, this Bo again has previous education with the Python environment and coding, so furthering their skills so that they're hireable is the goal, and that's fantastic. I imagine that's a really good place to be starting
Awesome.
from.
Perfect.
All right. So, do we have any other questions for Terry while she's here regarding the way the courses work or funding expectations? I really think it's great to hear about the success stories of people getting the job placement or not placements, people becoming employed, and the 92% success rate is fantastic. So this is a great opportunity. Um, any other questions? Anything else you wanted to share, Terry, that's come to mind?
No, I think I covered everything, the mile high, all the points I need to hit, I've hit. And I know everybody's going to have specific questions. So again, please feel free to reach out to me or the general website or the general email address. Either which way, we'll get back to you and, deal with your specific situation as it comes.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that this program is grounded in our community. It's local. I feel like a lot of the more generic coding boot camps are not going to be able to access the kind of like state and local funding that you guys are. Awesome. So if there's not any more questions, wait, hold on. One more popped up. Oh, Neil just said great presentation. Thanks, Terry.
Yeah, I tried to reply to him, but I don't think I could. It's okay.
All right, so I'm going to close this out. If you all will stay on the screen, there will be a brief 5-question survey. We love to hear your feedback about this and any ideas you might have for future career connections. As I said at the beginning, we will not be having a webinar in August, but we will return on the last Wednesday in September for our next career connections. So thank you all for your time. Thank you, Terry, so much for being here.
Thanks, everybody. I'm gonna
And
hop out. We're good.
we're good. Y'all have a great day.
Great day, everyone. Bye bye.